Hello, Plant Clinic. Welcome to Plant Clinic with Foss and Fern. I'm Foss. I'm here to help you with your plants. And today I am here to help with this Rubber Tree Tineke. This plant is showing signs of distress. In the previous video, which you can check out, we unpotted it, investigated, we looked for pests. I unpotted it, we investigated the roots, the soil, we got it potted in fresh soil in a new pot, and I am currently addressing the damage that is already here. The damage to the plant is in the middle section of the plant. Almost all of the leaves in this middle section are showing this browning around the edge of the leaf. Important to note though, however, new growth is coming in healthy and happy. So the plant has good bones, but there's some issues here in the middle. Now the thing about damaged leaves is that once a leaf is damaged, it doesn't go away. Even if this plant is happy, healthy, nourished, living its best life from now on, this damage is always going to be here. That's just true. When a leaf is damaged, it's a cry for help. So once you address the issue, which we have done, we investigated the roots, we repotted. I'm going to put it in a good place moving forward and be on top of watering and nutrients moving forward. So this plant is set up for success from now on. But what do we do with the damage here? What I am choosing to do, because this plant is so large and because the damage is so consistent in this middle section of the plant. If it was like 1 or 2 leaves, I would probably leave it, but it's almost all the leaves right here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is trim this plant at the bottom and at the top. I'm going to propagate the happy, healthy top, and I'm going to trim the bottom in a way that will hopefully encourage growth. And that is what we're doing today. Okay, so here's the deal. When you're trimming a rubber tree, there is sap inside the rubber tree. This is why I'm wearing gloves. There's a milky liquid that comes out. It can be slightly irritating to the skin. It's also just really sticky and can kind of get on stuff. Also can be toxic to pets. So if you have pets and plants, you can go to the ASPCA website and they have a full list of houseplants that may or may not be toxic to cats and dogs and how they might be toxic. I think 9 times out of 10 what happens is the cat eats the thing and then gets an upset tummy and throws the thing up. But some plants don't make your cat throw up. So if you have a cat that eats, check it out. Anyway, I am going to wear my gloves and be prepared for the sap that comes out. And what I'm gonna do is cut right here. So the reason I am cutting right here is because wherever you cut, I'm gonna cut this part of the plant off. What you're essentially doing is diverting energy. So the root ball is then going, if this is cut off, this is gone, it's going to focus all of its energy into these 2 leaves that are right here, that just happen to be healthy leaves with no signs of distress. Okay, so the root ball is going to direct energy to those leaves, and hopefully what we are hoping is that the stalk will shoot out branches where these leaves are. That's what we are trimming for, and that's what we're hoping to encourage. So I've got clean, sharp clippers, and I'm going to make a cut right above. All right. So you see that that's the sap coming out. What I'm also going to do, let's move this over for now, is I'm going to find where I want to propagate this. And so what I'm gonna do is cut right there. This is the damaged middle part of the plant. I'm saying goodbye to that. these bottom leaves are also damaged, and I'm gonna say we're gonna cut those off too. And everywhere I've made a cut, you'll see that white sap coming out. Okay, so, and dripping all over everything. Okay, so here we are. Here we have the propagation. So I'm going to wrap this in paper towel until those scabs heal, and they'll heal, and then the sap will no longer be an issue. As soon as that heals, it'll seal, and then the sap will be contained inside, but you can see a little bit is still coming out. So we're gonna just wrap that up and set that aside for later. Okay, so on this other stalk, I don't have any healthy leaves down at the bottom. This is the only leaf I have. It's a little bit damaged, not too bad, but I'm going to cut right above that leaf as well. And we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna find I'm gonna remove basically all of the leaves that are showing this damage. And again, wrap that up so that the sap does not get everywhere as it's healing. Okay, so here we are. This is what we are left with. And it feels really dramatic and really tragic at this point. But we are in process. So I'm gonna keep dabbing that sap to try to clean that up, because my next step is to water this plant really well and then place it where it is gonna be happy in my house. And we're gonna be in this period of like transition for quite some time, and that's okay. I'm looking at the longevity of this plant, the entire life of this plant, not it looking perfect right now. That's kind of one of the things about rehabbing a plant like this. What I do also have though are these two beautiful clippings. So as soon as the sap is done and the scabs heal, what I'm gonna do is put this part of these clippings in water. You're gonna have a nice vase with a beautiful little plant arrangement in it. And eventually, where these nodes are, you see the little red spot right above the leaf, where the leaf was? That's a node, and those nodes will eventually grow roots, hopefully. And once those roots have formed, what I can do is plant these clippings back in this pot, right with its friends. And then we will have a much fuller, happier rubber tree. But in the meantime, this is what we got. I'm gonna find a spot in my house that has bright, indirect light, that magical combination. And I'm gonna water well when I put my fingers in and feel that the top 2 to 3 inches of soil are dry. I'm gonna water this plant well. We're going into the dormant season, so that watering will most likely happen closer to monthly than weekly. That's the plan. So I will continue to share updates with these plants and let you know what's going on. And please keep sending in plant clinic questions, and I'll help you to rehab and diagnose and make sure your plants are set up for success and living their best life. Because I'm Foss, and I'm here to help you with your plants. Okay, thanks for joining me.